In the 1930s, my grandfather came to the U.S. to attend Northwestern University. After he returned to China, he had a living complex built that could help other family members who need housing. Some of the family that lived in that compound eventually made their way to America, and their daughter grew up hearing about my grandfather's generosity. When I was 19 years old, she offered to sponsor me to attend Old Dominion University. So my grandmother called a family meeting, and everyone agreed to pool their money together to buy me a one-way flight to America. After I completed my college education, I was working as a computer programmer, and my parents were able to come to America themselves.
They were still in their early 50s, and too early for them to retire, plus they want to pitch in to help the family. And that's when they spotted the opportunity with the flag.
We take the picture and the sample home. Then we make that one in the garage. It's two parts. One is sewing, one is trimming.
Sometimes I training use sewing.
We initially just tried to help my parents out, but very quickly that blew into a huge business opportunity.
The first flag we made is a pineapple. Pineapple means welcome. It's very popular. People like the team doesn't want parents work too hard.
We create 4 flag designs and set up production in China, and then rented a booth at the Virginia State Fair to sell them.
Every weekend, my wife and I, we went to all the street fair, all the craft show, and we literally sold the flag right out of the car trunk.
It turned into not only an opportunity for my parents to earn a new living, but also allowed the rest of my family to join the new enterprise alongside them.
We literally had to build our own first warehouse in her garage, and we literally had to cut windows, put up sheetrock to build our first office.
After a couple years of running the business out of our home, we realized we need a lot more room for growth. So we bought in a very old shopping center that gave us a lot of potential for future expansion. We also began hiring some of our first employees who would help support our warehousing and the product development.
Our product portfolio from 1993, 30 years, has grown from flag, doormat, mailbox cover, outdoor, garden decor, statuary, outside stepping stones. I was lucky enough to come along once Ningbo cracked the code on dye sublimation process on ceramic.
At that time, it was our brand called Cypress Home. Ting had a very concerned look on her face, and I remember having a conversation with her and saying, Ting, we just had a phenomenal show. Ting said, yep, we did, but we sold 10 times more than we projected, so now I have to figure out how we're going to manufacture this product.
To help streamline our operations, we established a second campus in Ningbo, China. This facility helped us to strengthen our flag manufacturing and our warehouse capabilities. It also gave us the opportunity to build a core team of company leaders on both sides of the ocean.
November 2005, I joined Evergreen Enterprises. And my charge when I came here was to transition the sales force fully from what was a hybrid force. Had direct sales force or employees in some geography, and then the rest of the geography of the United States was covered by independent rep groups. And it was really a big differentiator from others, our competitors in the marketplace, to have a full-time employee who wakes up every day and sells Evergreen products.
So we built our sales team to be the connection point for Evergreen with the customer. We want to make sure that our customers are our first priority, and our sales team does an excellent job of that.
You get the right people with the right makeup, have the dedication, especially in a sales position. Doing that and doing that right makes all the difference.
One of the things that we've been very good at is being at the forefront of technology.
We are now equipping all of our territory managers with an iPad that shows real-time inventory with 6 images of an item, the ability to sort, slice, and dice products so the buyer can make the most effective decision.
Over the years, we have expanded our product assortment into additional categories, including both indoor and outdoor decor.
We have employees that come with retail backgrounds, wholesale backgrounds, everything from fashion merchandising to store owners. And that has a unique ability to be able to allow us to meet the demands by developing the right product at the right time and in the right quantities.
Independent retailers' needs have changed probably slightly over the last 10 to 15 years. They still want new products, they want to ship on time, they want good value. National accounts at this point want exclusive products, really tailored to the account. And then we've got a couple other practices. One would be our e-commerce, wholesale, retail, marketplaces. And we have kind of crafted our offerings to those clients and bucketed them up broadly into e-commerce, national accounts, independent retail.
We have also developed our capabilities in sourcing and manufacturing. With the U.S. product development and nimble teams combining their strengths, we work together to create effective merchandising solutions for our customers.
Working in product development, you start with the concepts, you start with the mock-ups, you then go to production mode. You send your files to the vendor and you get samples.
Our communication, all of this will be total transparent to the vendors, include our sales performance and customer review and QC issues, price point, so the vendors fully understand what we're looking for.
Once you get into a showroom space and you see it all together, and it creates that wow.
Just creating an environment that the customer can engage with the product and see how they could display it in their stores or just to inspire them. We've expanded from 6,000 to 8,000 square feet up to 20,000 square feet.
It really gives a full sense of who Evergreen is and everything that we bring to the table.
That partnership is really outweighs the product in a way.
So I've been in retail most of my career, and I've always said that if you can do everything right for the customer, everything else falls into place. So delivering that great experience from a merchandising standpoint, as well as service and everything else along the way, is always our primary focus.
2010, we purchased Plow and Hearth, which gave us the leverage to get into our retail space. Plow and Hearth was founded in 1980 in rural Madison, Virginia. The plow really symbolizes the outside of the home and the value and the reward that we get from working the land and getting our hands dirty in the garden. The hearth really symbolizes the inside of the home and the warmth of family and friends gathering around a fireplace. A very similar demographic to the customer that we service on the wholesale side, and that lady that owns the gift shop, and then also her end customer. So the closer we can be to that end customer and understanding what her needs and preferences are and what she likes, the better off we are in terms of servicing the wholesale customer.
Some of our growth has happened organically, and some has been through strategic acquisitions. In both cases, we continue to build a product assortment that's relevant to our customer and strong in the market.
And I think part of that is because of that agility to be able to pivot very quickly and to bring product that is sought after or trend or whatever the demand may be. We can bring that product to market very, very quickly.
So we will do more and more like a made American product to make sure the product can get to the marketing as quick as possible and support the local business.
After 30 years in business, Evergreen is really a mature company. We weathered many up and down, so we really have a great team of people that's dedicated their life with the company.
I've been so lucky to watch Evergreen grow over the 30 years. For its whole life, my whole life. And there's one thing I know from this. This company has a strong and good heart.
Evergreen has always had a family spirit. Whether it was just 3 people, or a few dozen, or several hundred like we have today. Many of our employees have spent years or even decades with us. We have a close-knit team, and I'm so glad to see how supportive everyone is with each other.
When I lost my father, and years later when I lost my mom, I received calls. Even JT showed up at my father's funeral. Quite a few people showed up at my mom's funeral. And where I'm from is over 3 hours away. And that's something I would never, ever forget. So we are like a family at Evergreen.
I've worked at some really big global organizations, and I've never, ever been a part of one that's had this level of concentrated diversity in such a small space.
We come from all walks of life with different heritages and experiences, and we somehow managed to wind up on this corner of Midlothian Turnpike in Richmond, Virginia at Evergreen Enterprises.
Evergreen, to me, is known for its entrepreneurial, innovative, creative spirit throughout the whole company.
Being flexible, being adaptable, and being super comfortable with working in the gray space where there's not really a clear answer. And having that determination and that grit to go find it really talks about what is celebrated from the culture at Evergreen.
I have been a part of Evergreen through 9/11, through Katrina, through the crash of the real estate market, and through COVID. Every time Evergreen, that's some of their strongest years and some of the years that they thrive the most in.
Because we're fiscally conservative and have been over the course of our business, it really sets a strong foundation for our future and allows us to be aggressive when we need to be, and then also pull back when times may be a little tougher.
Over the years, we have learned that the one constant is change, and that helped us to grow into a truly agile organization that is always learning and adapting to the challenges.
Most people have been engaging in some type of online shopping, and the expectation is high quality imagery, accurate inventory information, and probably most importantly, quick order processing and shipping. All of those things require technology and technology investments. We're currently infusing everything from robotic picking in the warehouse to a product information system that houses all of our digital assets to now a cloud-based inventory management system. And we're trying to do all these 3 things this year.
Evergreen has always been about creating a beautiful home. We have a team of eco-ambassadors across the entire company building gardens here at our campuses, covering our rooftops with solar panels equivalent to planting over 500,000 trees this year.
Water bottles and drink bottles throughout the whole world, we're going to weave them into our 6 fabrics that we use. Evergreen will be the first flag manufacturer that uses rPET fabric in all of its decorative house flags.
With all of this being part of our DNA, I have every confidence that Evergreen will continue to move forward successfully into the future.
We truly believe no matter what happened with our team of people, we can seize the next opportunity and take the company to the next level and up and up.